Hi friends, it's Udhaya from Backyard Garden Highlights. Hope you guys are doing great today. In my previous video, I hope you guys enjoy watching my September garden tour, especially with my bittermelon plants, how they survived almost 6 weeks without me, with natural rainwater. In today's video, I would like to share part 2 of my September garden tour that covers all other vegetable plants and some of my flowering plants and around the landscape, how the garden looks after 6 weeks without me. So let me start with a beautiful sunset. Look at how gorgeous the sky is. It is pretty, isn't it? This raised bed has gone really wild. This is the mint, and in spring I had only about this much to keep only for limited space. Again, end of the season, they have spread entire space. Let me show you. This raised bed has gone wild. I had only limited small circular space of mint, and end of the season, look at how wide they have spread across. So I have to clean them up so next year they don't go wild again. And that's the kale. This is second year in my garden. Actually, I don't really use them for cooking, but I like the leaf structure, so I left them. I've been out of town for 6 weeks, and look at how much this entire space is covered with full of weeds. I don't know. I'm just thinking, should I burn them up or should I use weed killer or should I just leave them? So next year maybe I start from the beginning. But it's going to be a lot of work if I handle them manually. So I'm still thinking on what really should work. And this is my knockout rose. The bees munch continuously, so they are producing new leaves. So they are not really looking great due to the deer problem, but in spring they come back again. And this is a tea rose that I had, and they have produced at least 1 or 2 new branches. Hopefully next year they do better. Shrubs that I have trimmed this year, you can see they fully covered, and they already started changing the color. It's dark burgundy and it's beautiful. And if you plant them with any nice color combination, I think they'll do really great. As you can see, the burgundy goes really well with the lime green. So you can, if you are only looking for landscaping, this plant will be really awesome for adding colors to the summer collection. And I heard that they are planted for controlling the rodent in outside. So I have got a lot of new woods here, so to prevent any rodents, I think the previous owner would have planted this. They are looking gorgeous. The entire garden is covered with full of weeds. See, all these are weeds. I don't know how I'm going to manage to kill them. And then that's my banana plant, and as you can see they are not having enough water, so they didn't grow well and they're a little tired, so I need to water them. But I'm thankful that they survived 6 weeks with only the natural water that come from rain. I think once in a week it came, otherwise 1 or 2 times my friend watered this entire garden. As you can see, I have got my pomegranate tree planted this year, but they have grown almost, I think, maybe 3 feet now. But I can see a lot of new branches and leaves. So looks like they tolerated and survived. And you can see this is the base of the plant. You can see they are looking good. Anyway, let's take a look at the entire wild garden. So 6 weeks away from home and the garden has gone wild. The weeds are everywhere. I couldn't imagine how I'm going to clean up this year. So tell me if you guys have any idea how to really get rid of them without spending too much cost and too much time. I know it's a lot to ask. I need to figure it out. Anyway, so this entire side, if you watched my July garden tour, it was all bachelor buttons and they are all dead now. And I can see the rudbeckias survived. And then I have got some of the blue sage over there. I'll show you guys. And this is the raised bed, gone really bad with lot of weeds and things like that. But I have got couple of sunflower planted here and I couldn't see any of them survived except this one. And I think the bees started eating every plant, the sunflower that I planted. So they started producing branches. I think by the time they produce a bud, I think the winter will start. So I don't know whether at least I will enjoy any sunflower at all this year. But I think it's part of gardening, so I have to learn through it and make an adjustment. And let me show you some of the vegetable plants that I have here. And these are all my pepper plants. I think what I learned is last year the pepper plant did really well because they were in a wonderful soil. This bed I have created with only sandy soil and looks like they are not really doing great with sandy soil. So I hardly see a couple of peppers. And as you can see, these are eating even the peppers. So I thought this will survive, but they didn't eat and they are being at least munched. So they couldn't really put up nice growth this year. And this is another free pepper plant, came from my compost, so I left it. And then this is the last year pepper plant that I transplanted. Basically I overwintered it indoor and then brought it back, and they are having at least good amount of fruits. But as you can see, this plant also being damaged by deer, so I can't complain this plant anyway then. And then I have brinjal plant. It was super excited to see all this brinjal, like without harvesting they become so huge. But today I harvested one and I had made curry out of it. It really came out well. So it's like, although they look mature, so big, you can see they started damaged. I'll show you guys. It's so huge actually. I couldn't harvest because I was out of town. So all the vegetables that I have started planting early in the summer have really gone to so huge size because I couldn't really harvest them. I have got another brinjal plant here and you can see, look at the brinjals, like they are huge. Look at this, it's huge. You can see it's like big size. This one and this one, and this is another one, and let me show. This is another one. So the entire brinjal has gone really big, but anyway, I'm hoping that I can use them. Let's see. Okay, now let's look at this raised bed. This is a raised bed where I am keeping all my flowers, and I was really shocked to see this raised bed after I came home after 6 weeks, because I actually thought I will keep a lot of space for my Eden climber. I don't know whether you can see that. So I have my Eden climber here, and I planted maybe 2 to 3 zinnias here, the new varieties. But after I came here, it was fully covered with zinnias, and I couldn't really see any branches of my Eden climber. Hopefully next year I don't want to plant any I don't know, it's beautiful, so no doubt about it, but only thing is whether I have enough space for Eden climber here or not. That's the question. But my husband loves zinnias, so I need to really balance between zinnias and the rose, because rose, once spring is over, they bloom, they do bloom continuously, but not like the spring level of flesh they send out. But zinnias, they fill the entire space once the weather warms up, and you can look at how beautiful this space is. And all these are all my snapdragons, and I have also planted a couple of self-sown coleus, and then I think these pampas, I think I bought it, I don't remember, but coleus is a free plant that I got from transplanted from self-sown seedlings. And I have also planted petunias, but I couldn't see any of them. Maybe like snapdragons and these coleus took over, and petunias did not get enough time, so I couldn't see any of them. But I'm really loving this, like the coleus with the dark foliage, they are popping out, and this with this pink. This is the first time I'm growing these zinnias. I think I bought from maybe dollar store, I don't remember, but it's wonderful. I'm really so happy about the purchase because they are huge. Beautiful, isn't it? And then I have got another variety. I don't know if everything comes from same plant or different plant. This is completely peach color. Wonderful color. Really love this. And then I have got couple of dahlias that I actually overwintered from my last year's seed grown plant, and then replanted them this year. And they are actually, I think before I left for a vacation, they were like just started sprouting, and now 6 weeks, just in 6 weeks, I could see all the blooms, beautiful blooms. It's gorgeous. Got this dahlia, and then the yellow dahlia. I could see a lot of dahlias, pink flowers, so they must be blooming for a while now. And look at this snapdragon. It's beautiful. This is how these two beds looks now. Isn't it gorgeous? All this zinnia, dahlia, and this zinnia is beautiful, and it's huge in size. And then my Zephyrin Rohin rose climber, when I left, these were like just sprouting in red color in the bottom of the plant, and within 6 weeks all these new canes came, and they are like gone wild, honestly. So I have to really take some time to really train them in that side so they don't flop like this. Look at this. All these climbers have just for this season, and they are still blooming. And thankfully, I see budworms. Let me show you. Do you see that damage? This is caused by this one. Let me show you the bad guy. You guys see that? This bad guy is eating up on the leaves. So when you see these bad guys, you need to squeeze them. I did not trim them as I was out town, and you can see a lot of wounded branches that I have to trim them. And I have beautiful gladiolus popping out to make me feel happy that they survived and adding beautiful color. Really love this. Look, weed I would say. So last year I think some of the seeds would have fallen here. So the zinnia started growing from the cracks, and I think I left without pinching them, and now they are loaded with blooms. Zephyrin rohin, you can see at least 10 to 15 blooms here and there. And this is the raised bed. Primarily I have it for Zephyrin rohin, and I think papaya is growing from the compost. Maybe they started sprouting. And snapdragons, I could see, I think some of them, yeah, looks like they are eaten by bees. See, all the buds are gone. And I have zinnias here, and they are perfectly beautiful for spring arrangement. Look at this color, so attractive. How beautiful. Let me show you my tomato plants. This is the saddest part in my garden. All the tomatoes are gone to nothing. They are actually fertilizing my raised bed, but you can see the plant is almost dried, and all the fruits, I think 75% of the fruits gone either to the ground or to the birds or some critters. This is sad. At least 20% of the fruit still looking good, so I'm thinking to harvest them maybe today or tomorrow, so I can make ketchup or something, so I don't waste these fruits because they are like completely ripened. So if I store them, they don't store more than a week. Like a lot of things got wasted. See? And this is a papaya plant. It came out of the seeds that I have thrown in the compost bin. And look, the fruits are almost gone waste like this. Some critters. It's okay, at least they ate. That's how I see it. Look, a lot of fruits, everything gone waste. And these are the petunias that I have planted before I went on a vacation. They were like very tiny itty bitty plants, and look at this. They just sustained with once in a week rainwater. That's really amazing. See, all the tomato plants are almost dead. There are still some green leaves, but this is how they look. Anyway, this is The raised bed that I used to love a lot because I have tried a lot of new things in this raised bed. But look how bad this bed is. I'm really scared to really get in here because it's gone too dense, with all the weeds. I don't know, looks like some of the weeds may be a perennial weed, so I need to clean them up before the hard winter comes in. But look at this, all the weeds, lot of weeds. I'm really scared to come in here. And that's the zinnia plant. Looks like they covered lot of other plants inside, and you can see my dahlias over there. They are really looking so huge and beautiful. Maybe if I decorate them, they may look much more better too. These are the zinnias that they are surviving without any deer spray in the outdoors, which is really interesting. I have blue sage also. They are not looking really great, but I think it's okay. This is the second year in the garden. Zinnias, when they started really with a seedling, they are actually from the last year's self-sown seedlings, and the seedlings were eaten by deer quite a lot. So until I left in July, the plant was like maybe about 2 to 3 inches. Now I couldn't really imagine that they are grown so big and they survived. Like, I don't know, maybe the orange color they don't eat, I don't know, because I heard animals and the flies prefer certain colors to eat. So these zinnias really looking pretty, isn't it? And all these dead ones, they are Shasta daisies. I have to trim them. And this is another plant that overwintered from last year, and this is another plant overwintered from last year. And this blue sage is a really pretty flower, and they tolerate light frost, and they are really great for drying. And I have kept a lot of bunches of this blue sage in my flower vase, in my dry flower arrangement, and they are still looking gorgeous. This is one of the landscaping shrub, and I think it's English holly, and look how pretty it is. I think this is the first time I'm noticing this shrub filled with beautiful red color fruits. And I have seen this in fall arrangement in the shop, but I think first time seeing my shrub is full of fruits. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys liked watching this video. I'll see you in another video. Please support my channel by subscribing, commenting and sharing it with your friends.